I'm live. Okay. Oh, I'm live. Ah! I can hear myself. I'm live. Ah! I can hear myself. Oh no! I can hear myself. Oh no! Quick, play something! Oh no! Quick, play something! I can't figure out what to play! I can't figure out what to play! I can't figure out what to play! Well, do something! Do something! Ah! Stop stressing at me! Stop stressing! I can't handle this stress! I can't handle this stress! Oh no! I wasn't expecting an intro. Right, alright, stop. Stop. Okay. Whew! Mission in Snowdriftland is here. Finally. Guess I'd better do the live thing. The live thing. You know. That thing. That thing has been done. Of course it's showing the wrong thumbnail, because I think YouTube has all of a sudden decided I'm not allowed to have custom thumbnails. So if it shows Naruto, I'm sorry, but also, fuck your mum. Stole some historically significant artifacts. I have no idea who this is. The security cameras captured everything. I wasn't expecting cutscenes. Very surprised. The level designer stuck me behind a tree. And here the graphics designer was trying to be funny, I suppose. And in my last game, they cast me in a desert level. That's not cool if you're a snowman. Oh, ho 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 ho. That German game developer humor. It's a game about a snowman jumping around a snow world. Do we need, like, all this shit? Hey, Invade Attack, how's it going? It's finally released. Mission in Snowdriftland. I wonder who they could send. even the face in the painting turned. Oh, okay. I will give it that. Yes, something to do with this webcam being a piece of shit. Bear with me. Nope, that hasn't fixed anything. Okay, that hasn't fixed anything. Video output. Nope. Video input? Oh dear God. Ah! Nope, I'm still white. What? I tried. Resolution... 2715 by 1527. That is not my screen resolution. That is not my screen resolution. Okay, great. Base? There's a base? Oh, are these like unlockables and things? Oh, that's new. Okay, so I played the first 3 levels a few times. So unless they've made any like minor changes to... fuck. Unless they've made any minor changes to this, most of this should be muscle memory. Nice and floaty, as you'd expect with ice levels. It's very twitchy. It feels like every mistake I make is on me. Yeah, this level's the same as it was in the Snowlog demo. Gotta love that Fabian Del Prior soundtrack. But then again, I did like the Gianna Sisters remaster, and that was his fine work as well on that one. Pretty good. So it doesn't keep track of how many enemies you killed. It did in the Snowlog. No achievement for killing 2 at once. There was in the Snowlog. Okay, so a few of the achievements have been removed. I mean, to be fair, it's weird to think that they would keep the same achievements between the 2. Yeah, there aren't any punches or kicks or fireballs, at least as far as I can remember. Now, I didn't play this back when it was, what, 2006 or 2007 on the Nintendo website? Way back when? Where you'd unlock trailers and wallpapers for upcoming Nintendo games. I never played it back then. My only experience of it is with these remakes, and that's because of Nick Robinson's videos on this game. But I'm glad it came out at a price that wasn't ridiculous. Might need to get up high. Maybe by jumping off an enemy's head to get up there. There's no life counter. You can try a level as many times as you like. Ah! still on the Snowlog levels. I should be out of the Snowlog levels now. I only played those levels a month ago. The fact that I can't remember how to get up to that higher area is very concerning. I think I did it from up there last time, didn't I? I think. For the what? What? I don't follow. What the fuck does that even mean? Can you translate that into English for me, please? As it turns out, the developers of this game licensed their game out to Nintendo. And that's why now they have the actually have the legal ability to sell this game, despite the fact it was previously on a Nintendo website, because they maintained full legal ownership. It's because of Nick Robinson's video concerning the loss of this game that the remake exists. So we have him to thank. I don't like thanking him for stuff. It feels weird. I feel like I should be jumping on the next flight to Japan. Like he does every 5 minutes. What? 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 I'm live streaming, you fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Bling, bling. I said fuck off. Getting texts while I'm streaming. I don't appreciate that. How dare! Streaming Lamau, why are you like this? Yeah, I found all the snowflakes. Oh, people who buy video games just because video games exist? Is that what you mean? Or people who collect video games? I despise the people who have ruined the video game collecting hobby. I watched the Carl Jobst video from a few months ago that I missed, and then I watched his follow-up that he uploaded today. And, yeah, video game collecting is fucked. We have absolutely fucked it. And by we, I mean the few people who are selling the games between each other at outlandish, graded prices are the real people responsible for ruining our great, great hobby. Microtransactions, I mean, I understand the... Oh, fuck. If there's still an achievement for beating this level without taking damage, I've failed it. There was in the Snowlog. At least I don't have to go for all snowflakes next time. Okay, everything past this level is completely new to me. That was superb, Chubby. I read that as super chubby. Microtransactions in a full-priced game. My thoughts on that extends to whether or not the content in question was created after the game's release or not. I think would be where my opinion would lie on microtransactions in full-priced games. Like, I mean, oh, here's a full-priced game and now you can pay $1 to level up without having to work for it. Yeah, that should go. But if it's you bought a music game and now we've added a song and it's $1, that's a little bit different. If the song, say, wasn't in the game to begin with, and then cut out, I think it'd be a little bit different. It's December 1st, you know what that means? It's bondage month. It's bondage month. Everybody loves bondage month. Bondage month 2021. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be plenty of bondage. Starting with From Russia with Love. Yeah, I know. Pierce Brosnan image, but From Russia with Love. Ah! There's a reason for that. Because it was the bonus game for this month, and when I laid them out under random letters, I had Matzo pick a random letter. He picked C, which I had made From Russia with Love, so Russia with Love first. There's no rush. I'm not a speedrunner. I should stop trying to take this so quick. He's too floaty. How dare this game full of ice levels have ice physics? Kill me now. Please. We've also got a premiere on the sister channel. Rakugo Chigusa Eiko. Yeah, I don't agree with pay to win microtransactions by any stretch of the imagination. I think that a good degree of a paid game should be unlockable without the need to loosen more money from your wallet. Absolutely. Oh my god, what the fuck is this platforming? Oh no. Can't jump for shit in there. It's like I gotta go like the long way around. This reminds me of some of the level design in Palm Tree Panic and Sonic CD. I'm gonna go up tall towers near the end of the level. Is this the first health up? Please be the first health upgrade. No. It's not. Are we going to have the health upgrades in this version? Missed one enemy, I've got to go back. It might not be keeping track of... Hey Johnny, how's it going? A stream? No, you're imagining things. Go back to sleep. Yes. It's a couple today, actually. We'll be streaming a Bond game evening time. And there's a new channel on the... a new video on the sister channel. Rakugo Chugasa Eiko. Which, by the way, in case anybody watching here doesn't, I think everybody here knows. But, there is a sister channel. If you've been wondering why I haven't been uploading much content lately on the Escape Route British / FlagrantWeeaboo / whatever the fuck you want to call it channel, I don't really care at this point. If you're wondering why I haven't been uploading much, it's because I've been uploading on another channel. I started doing VTubery things, and as it turns out, making an avatar for yourself and then having that avatar talk, it's kind of like the thing in theatre where you wear a mask and suddenly you become a different character, you become a different person, and you know you'll say or do things that you wouldn't normally do, and it sort of frees you. That's the same thing that's happened with this other channel. Is I've realised that perhaps not being tied into the same rules and obligations has in fact brought me a new degree of freedom as a creator, so that's why there's a sort of second channel in existence where I've been uploading in the meantime. Vlad. Starting from Russia with Love tonight as part of Bondage Month 2021. Didn't you join us for the first time ever on like Bondage Month last year? I feel like you showed up for when I was playing one of the other Bonds, maybe Bloodstone or one of those. Got a whole bunch of game thumbnails ready. James Bond 1997 for Game Boy, Potential, Nightfire for GameCube, From Russia with Love for GameCube. Yes, Legends. Did we play Legends in the end, or did I run into problems with Legends? Like getting Legends to work? Yeah, you're right, we should play Legends. Because I don't think I played it, did I? Like, the PC version didn't support gamepad properly. So when I tried to do the hacking minigames, Legends backfired. Am I right in remembering that? Legends, that's a good shout. Especially now I've got an RGH Xbox. I could probably get hold of Legends and the Skyfall mission. Pretty easy. Yes, Fist of the North Star was Paradise. Yeah. That was, oh god, yeah, that was, 2018? I love it when folks can remember the first stream they showed up to, because I can't always remember it, so it's always good when others can remember, because it means that's one less thing I have to remember. It's like an anniversary. When the partner remembers the anniversary so you don't have to, well, I mean, I'm not talking from experience here. Okay. Guys, I suggest adding in a camera thing so when you're looking down for a long time, the camera scrolls down. Please, thank you, tons of bits. This game's excellent so far, but wow, does this game need, like, camera extensions. Ah! This platforming is rough! And by rough, I mean, like, sufficiently challenging. I'm trying to think, with 24 levels... 24 levels like this, I might not complete this game. Oh no. It was like $6 and I might not beat it. That's because I unlisted a lot of my streams. DM me, Johnny, and what I'll do is I'll get you the URLs for those. Because they're never truly gone, they're just unlisted. If somebody was like, Lost Media, I remember watching a FlagrantWeeaboo stream and it's gone forever, then I'd be like, dude, just DM me. Like, I've had to delete, like, maybe 4 streams in the past because of things like people coming in the chat and doxing people's full names and addresses and stuff like that. You know, apart from that, generally speaking, I hold on to all my streams. I don't like anything that I make. I don't think that anything I make is of any quality, whether that be live streams, videos, music, artwork. I've never been someone to consider any of the stuff I make to be good by any stretch of the imagination. That's one of the curses of being a creator, is you're never truly happy. That said, I also know what it's like to want to find something that you made and you can't get it now for whatever reason. And I've been there. I've lost things and I've kicked myself for not being able to find them. So, I know exactly what it's like to be like, you know, I wish I had held on to that video or stream that I did. It happens. Sometimes, you know, especially when YTG was an actual community, that very short amount of time when YTG was actually a thing, everybody sort of knew each other. So you could easily find people through people. And if you were a troll, all you had to do was go, I know that that person showed up in the chat on blah 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 stream, therefore they are associated with that person. If I want to dox that person, I should go to the streams of people who are friends with that person. And that's essentially what they did. It was one of my Dragon Quest Builders streams. It might still exist. I might have just privated it. I was very concerned about the doxing because it wasn't just the person's name and address. It was the person's name, address, their parents' names. That was... Oh, come on! Why isn't the platform right next... Tell you what, I am fairly proud of the quality of content that I've been uploading to this sister channel, this Rakujo Chikusaeko channel. It's just kind of good to have a different focus for a while. Staying away from streaming has helped. Work's been pretty busy. I did a bunch of 35-hour weeks. It's shrinking a little bit now, but coming up close to Christmas, it will increase again. We're hoping that we can maintain a steady stream of hours going into the new year, but in retail that almost never happens. You're almost guaranteed for the hours to drop. Usually the week after Christmas, but, you know, January definitely. Hours tend to shrink. It's the nature of the job. So I'm saving up now, so when it comes to January time, and things might be a bit tighter, I can still, say, afford a desk or a new bed or something like that. So my focus has been on that and not live streaming as of recently. I did do that archive dive, and I would like to do more archive dives going forwards, generally. I think I said this, I was on one of Ant's, I think it was Fortnite or Halo stream, and I said that I guess having a focus for a live stream makes it more enjoyable for me. Like, just playing a game because I don't see the joy in that anymore the way I used to. Oh. Elevate the feet? Well, this chair that I'm using was one that I bought in January, and I thought I'd broken it. As it turns out, I had not broken it. It has a latch on the bottom that allows you to rock the chair, and if you move the chair too much, it loosens the latch and the chair starts to rock freely, and that's when you fall over in the chair, and the loud chunk noise makes you think you've broken it, but no, I haven't. So the chair is, you know, maybe I'll buy myself a Secret Labs chair at some point, but it's not the priority. The priority is the bed and the desk. If I get the right kind of desk, I won't need to buy a computer chair, because the only time I'll be using a chair is when I'll need to sit down. If I get myself a standing desk, like one of those fancy standing desk people. What was it Jontron said? What, you got a standing desk because, what, you think you're better than... You think you're better than us? If I get myself a standing desk, then I won't need a computer chair. Should make those semi-transparent so I can see when there's an enemy nearby, inside. Yes, game development. Now that's something I would like to get back into in the new year. I've got a couple of ideas. My dungeon crawler is the main one, and then some manner of boomer shooter with a sort of anime theme. What I'm envisioning is a boomer shooter that, you know, like Doom clone, as they like to call them, but with an anime protagonist. You'd see them from behind. It would be a first-person shooter for all intents and purposes, but it's like the weapon you're holding is the back of the character's head, so... The quickest way to... Oh, thank God for that. The quickest way to a third-person shooter using, like, Doom or Duke or one of those engines. Something that I can build for fun and just, like, do whatever the hell I like with it. Level 5. Whew. I'm not going to regurgitate stuff from Nick Robinson's videos on this game, because I think they're worth watching. But the original development of this game, they were only ever 1 or 2 levels ahead. So it was really stressful getting a level out for each day of the advent calendar. But now it's launched on the 1st of December and all the levels are here. Could play through the whole game today if we wanted to. But all this physics stuff was originally done in Flash, and I mean, it wasn't anywhere near as smooth as it is here. But it's still incredible what they managed to wrangle out of the Flash format in 2000 and... This has been 7 or 8? When did Twilight Princess come out? 08? Ah! So this would have been 08. The Wii was in full swing. I remember trying to get a Wii at the time. My brother and I ended up having to buy one from a scalper. We went halvers on it. The first 2 games we had were Twilight Princess and Red Steel. Red Steel, I still haven't beaten the original Red Steel. It was a rough game. As a launch title for the Wii, it didn't really do a good job of, like, selling the Wii as a motion-controlled console. And then Twilight Princess was a GameCube game with buttons mapped to the Wii remote. Oh, and the whole game was flipped because people are right-handed. My first, like, happy experiences with the Wii was Bomberman 93. The Virtual Console was really what was, like, Nintendo was really pushing that Virtual Console for the Wii. They wanted the Wii to be that console in the corner of the room that did everything. Surfed the web, played video games, played old video games, watched videos, get your photos on a memory stick and slot it into the front of the console and play jigsaw puzzles made out of your photos. Well, that's what they were pushing for, was that multimedia device that did everything. I guess the change of perspective helped make the Wii the success that it was. But I look back on it and I think that maybe, you know, perhaps the Wii Remote to begin with should have had the functionality that the Plus did. AVGN on Switch. Yes, there's a few things about that release. They changed some of the character sprites in the AVGN 1 and 2 games to better represent things that were featured in the AVGN series over time. So, in a way, that release is censored. In the sense that Fred Fuchs is given an appearance to resemble Gilbert Gottfried, because he played Fred Fuchs in the Life of Black Tiger episode. It's things like that. They made some adjustments to better represent the AVGN show. So in one way, you could see it as the original vision being censored, the way that I see it, or you could see it as them updating it to better resemble AVGN. But it is interesting that those changes were made, because they didn't have to be. Or they could have included a toggle. Now, I'm curious about that developer, you see. That Freak Zone Games. Because let me take you back to when I was a wee nipper, and I'm sorry to do that to you. When I was, you know, 9, 10, 11, I was playing games built in Click Team's The Games Factory, developed by a small team that called themselves Freak Zone Games. They had, like, the Star Fox clone that was absolutely frickin' amazing. It was just a side-scrolling shooter, but it had, like, character boxes for speech and all this stuff. I'm wondering if that Freak Zone, whose games I played back then, is the same Freak Zone. Because that is such a very specific name, and it would be odd for two game development teams to come up with the same name. I'm pretty sure Manos, I don't know about the others, but Manos the Hands of Fate game that was developed by Freak Zone was definitely made in a Click Team product of some description. I think quite possibly Multimedia Fusion. It's got me wondering if they're the same Freak Zone. If they are, it's amazing to think that that small, like, indie developer who made games in the Game Factory and Multimedia Fusion is the same developer that picked up the AVGN gig. That would be pretty incredible if so. I used to use their graphics libraries for the Games Factory. I used to play the games that they made. They made a Mario 64 themed side-scrolling platformer where you had to collect stars in every level. I remember playing that on, like, the old family Windows 98 PC. I have a soft spot for those Click Team products, though. I always wanted to learn Gemagic, but I never had the patience to learn it. That was Click Team's first attempt at a 3D game development software. I always wanted to learn that. I missed out on stuff like Game Maker. I couldn't get my head around it at the time, and in retrospect, I wish I'd learned it, because Game Maker really wasn't all that far off developing a game from scratch with a programming language. If I'd bothered to learn that stuff, I might be, you know, making games today. But as it stands, my big dungeon crawler game that I would love to make, because I hate dungeon crawlers, I would like to make a dungeon crawler that I would actually enjoy playing. That's my logic for developing a dungeon crawler, is because I don't like them, I would make the dungeon crawler that I might actually enjoy. I'm planning to make that in one of the RPG Maker engines. I know, everything RPG Maker has its own stank, right? But there's plugins for things like VX and all the modern RPG Makers, MV and whatever. There's plugins to do 3D. It's not too hard to make your inside of a dungeon a 3D grid-based system that you move around like a classic dungeon crawler like Wizardry or Mado Monogatari. It's because I'm hitting that fish. It causes me to get stuck in the air. I'd like to make an RPG that plays like a regular RPG Maker RPG when you're outside of an area, but when you're inside the dungeon, it goes first person like old Phantasy Star or Wizardry or any of those. But I would have a rapid battle system. So here's what I'm suggesting. You have enemies that die easily, and you fight them rapidly. Like, it goes straight into battle system, and you auto battle. And you'd have a counter in the corner in the dungeon, right? Of how many rapid battles it is until you count down to the next large battle. So you know in advance when you're going to have the next big fight. So it's not like a random battle system in the sense of you're stuck not knowing when the next fight's going to be. Thank God this level's over. Instead, you know, okay, it's 10 rapid battles until the next major fight. So I need to make sure that I am healed and that my team is ready to fight for that next rapid battle, for that next big battle. So the rapid battle will be enemies that only take 1 or 2 hits, and the game will auto-battle them. And then when you get to the proper battles, that's when you got your skills, your spells and your skills. Not your spills and your skills, your skills and your spells. And it basically means that the player is constantly being handed easy EXP. But grinding still requires you to run around the same area and fight the same enemies over and over. So people who still like to play a dungeon crawler and grind for loot can still do that, but it also means that you can play through the game and know relatively what sort of strength you need to be, because if you're doing the rapid battles and it's taking 7 or 8 hits to kill the enemies in auto battle, then you go, okay, I need to level up. Whereas if you're going into auto battle and you're killing the enemies in 1 hit, you know that the main battles in that dungeon are going to be easier. That's the system that I envision. One that means you're never going to be in a situation where you're struggling to work out if the next room is going to kill you. When you rapid battle enemies, you'd get materials and you'd be able to use them to craft, because of course every game has to have a crafting system nowadays. So you'd just be able to craft like healing items while you're in a dungeon. If you're in a panic, you can use your materials to repair things or craft new things. Anything you're hoping for Christmas? A time machine. Really, I've got everything I could ever need. Practical gifts, I think, is the thing. Practical gifts. I actually wouldn't mind socks or underwear or toiletries. I am not against that. This Christmas, if somebody gifted me a pair of socks, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, a pair of socks? It'd be awesome, a pair of socks. That's where I'm at, is practical gifts is what I want this year. I've got everything I need. I'm incredibly lucky to not be in a situation where I'm desperately wanting for things. If I can have a Christmas with my loved ones, where everyone is content and no one's sniping at each other, then as far as I'm concerned, that's the best gift I could have this year. How's the kitten situation? My god, Felix is trouble. We only found out Felix's actual name yesterday. You see, when we got the kitten, we were told come up with a name for the kitten, right? And then, once we find out that the kitten's jab is due, we learn that the kitten's actual name is Peter. All this time we've been calling him Felix, because we were told that the cat didn't have a name. Poor Peter's been called Felix this entire time. It's probably confused the shit out of him. No, he's alright. He's a troublemaker. He's always after my dinner. I keep sort of batting him away with the pillow. Like, stop. Stop. Eat your own food first. And the cat polishes off the dog's food. Dog polishes off the cat's food. Half the time they're all lovey-dovey, and they don't mind each other's company, and the dog's very motherly towards the cat. And then the other half of the time, the cat is mischievous and constantly picking fights with the dog. So it's tricky. The kitten has already grown so much. Like, it's amazing how fast kittens grow. Like, I remember when we got Felix. He was tiny. And, like, within the, what, 6 weeks that we've had him? He's almost, like, full cat size. And there's so much, like, character and personality that, like, his face has like developed such a personality and a characteristic. He looks at you and he's got one of those, like, I'm gonna make trouble and there's nothing you can do about it faces. Like, he knows he's a troublemaking shitbag and he just does it anyway. Mischievous. Nah, I wouldn't change anything. Well, if Felix could stop trying to dig his claws into my body parts, Yeah, that sounds bad. Okay. I have a nervous leg twitch. When I'm sitting down at a table or a surface, my leg twitches. And this is a nervous twitch that I naturally have. But the problem is, when you've got an appendage that's always moving, the cat sees that as a creature that must be hunted. So, you know, the cat will dig its claws into my body parts if they're moving around. And because I've got a nervous twitch, the cat is always trying to dig his claws into my leg. Ah, yes, okay, so the upgrades are in this version. There's no clear sign where you can drop in this level design. It's one of the few gripes I have. It's not always clear where you can drop. Now, if I could adjust the camera by holding up or down on a flat surface, that would fix all these problems. Ah! I thought I was going to jump high enough. Diving onto the other cat. Why does that sound like Felix behavior? Except diving onto the dog. Yeah, that sounds like Felix behavior to me. We can see so much of ourselves in our pets. We've had Felix for, yeah, like 6 weeks, and there is so much of our mischievousness as owners that's already rubbed off on our animals. You can tell they're our pets. It's been a while since I last did a proper gameplay stream because, you know, I've just been so focused on other things, other prevalent matters, and when I've had free time, I've been much more interested in just getting some content out on the sister channel. Which, I mean, might be generally how it'll be going forwards. I don't want this channel to suffer just because I've got a sister channel that I create content for. So it's finding the right balance for this. Fuck. Back I go. This level's platforming is just like a little bit too tough for me, and I know these levels get harder. Right. Back we go. Whew. We're all adults with other things in our lives. It sometimes just happens that way that, you know, we don't have the time to stream like we used to. I'll have plenty of time coming up in January and February if the hours drop like I expect them to. I've been told every effort will be made to try and keep the hours up. But, you know, it's tricky in the current climate. I think it would be unrealistic to expect December hours to carry into January. I think this level's done. Whew! Wow. Whew. Well done. Yeah, we haven't got the decorations up yet because we have to figure out how many decorations are safe to put up when you've got a kitten that loves to jump and swing on everything. Oh, can't jump on this. Okay. There's nothing to indicate that. Yeah, we don't want to put a tree up for that reason. I think having a year without a tree might be a wise move. Or alternatively, we could have a small tree. Maybe some... I know we've got a small fiber optic tree that lights up. But the constant, like, lights on, lights off nature of that tree might be too tempting to a small kitten to play around with. It's finding the right balance. So that it isn't too interesting to Felix. I've just, like, noticed that it's actually 24 snowflakes per level. That's something I should have noticed a while ago, and I didn't. Fabric tree, yeah. Wonder if I'll be able to find one in town. Everybody's been going cuckoo crazy for Christmas. Working in retail, I've seen it firsthand just how, like, nuts people are getting over getting decorations. Like, Christmas decorations, Christmas gifts, Christmas confectionery is selling like crazy, but Christmas party stuff, so serviettes, tablecloths, charger plates, are not selling as much. And I have a theory for that. That's because everybody in the UK doesn't know if there's going to be a lockdown on Christmas or not. So that has affected sales of things like charger plates, napkins, serviettes, because nobody wants to buy all that stuff and then have that kicking around for a year until next Christmas, or having their Christmas party in February or March if there's a lockdown and, you know, they can't have family members around. It's gonna suck for a lot of people. So I understand why that stuff's not selling as much. It just means that we got boxes and boxes of this stuff and we can't sell it. Christmas has been good to me so far this year. Christmas products that we've had in have been pretty good to me. We've had some good deals. I've got some small gifts for each of the main family members, but I think generally speaking I want to move away from like buying big physical gifts for people, because that shit's awkward to find a place for. In a day and age where we have even less storage space to put things away, you know. I don't want to buy someone something big and bulky. So instead I'm looking at focusing more on, like, being there to financially support in the Christmas season. So if someone says, oh, can you pop down the shops and get this or get that, you know, I can do that instead and support the season that way than necessarily, like, getting big gifts. Everyone's got something small, though. The dog, the cat, my mum and dad. I've already bought for them. Buying for my brother and his wife is a little bit more difficult, because they, much like myself, don't like receiving gifts that are big, because you've got to find room for them. So it's a little bit more tricky. Probably end up being like currency or points for services or games that they play, or like an Amazon voucher or something like that. Something that, yes, is creatively bankrupt when it comes to gift ideas, but, you know, it works. Hey Matzo, how's it going? What's poppin'? There's a new video on the Eiko Rakujo Chigusa channel at 8 PM tonight. From around 8:30 tonight, Bondage Week 2021 begins with From Russia with Love, Part 1. I'm playing Mission in Snowdriftland, which released... How long have we been going? An hour. That released an hour and a half ago? Oh yeah, this game is gorgeous, and the Fabio Del Priore music certainly helps. I know that guy from the Gianna Sisters DS remake. So he did the soundtrack for that. Which is an amazing remake of Gianna Sisters, by the way. I mean, if you're a Mario fan, you owe it to yourself to play Gianna Sisters DS. Or if it's easier for you, Gianna Sisters HD for iOS devices is essentially the same game. Actually features slightly higher quality versions of the songs from the DS version, so it's the better version to play if you want to hear the music in high quality, but it's not quite as good to play controls-wise. I think they ported that to Steam, actually. Gianna Sisters HD. I don't remember the port being all that good, though. Did I get every enemy? Yeah. Spotify Wrapped. Ah. Can we add the Bourne game to Bondage Month? It's not James Bond, though. We're going to be playing the GameCube versions of those Bond games because Dolphin supports X-input controllers natively. I mean, we're playing them on a real GameCube. On a real GameCube at 4K resolution. with texture smoothing and yeah, maybe not. Gonna be playing them on Dolphin with X input. Yes, there was a GameCube version of From Russia with Love. Yep. Russia with Love, Nightfire, opens downloads folder. From Russia with Love, Everything or Nothing, Agent Under Fire. Let me refresh this folder. For Russia with Love, Nightfire, Agent Under Fire, Everything or Nothing. They also released GoldenEye Rogue Agent on the GameCube. Well, yeah, I would play the Gearbox Nightfire at the end of the month to see how badly Gearbox fucked it up on PC. Because I think that might be interesting to see just how badly they fucked that up. Porting it to Half-Life's game engine. Oh, we don't need the vehicle sections. I've heard you explain the lapses in logic and reasoning that they performed. I remember playing a version of Halo on PC that was perfectly fine. But I assume that was after shit tons of, like, mods and updates. Because the version I played, you could fight on Hyrule Field as Link, and the Warthogs were Epona. So I assume it was perhaps a version that allowed for custom content that maybe, like, fixed a bunch of bugs. You know what? I agree. From what I played of that PC version of Halo, the graphics were awful. But that worked in my favour because it meant that shitty computers could run it. But yeah, now that you mention it, I distinctly recall Halo not looking as good on PC as it did on Xbox. That's not the case with MasterChef Collection though. That looks good on PC and Xbox. Halo on PC, you know, where it belongs. MasterChef Collection is actually pretty decent. I played through Reach on that, and that was a good time. Played through it in co-op. Platforming in this is tight. Give me the snowflake! Ah! I missed the Kickstarter for this. There was a plushie, man. A plushie of this guy, and I missed it. I'm so gutted. Whew. So I did some quick maths. $295 hours of Joji this year. None of it Nectar. Do they think putting a smile on a spider will make it, like, friendly? Spiders are still spiders. So that's a hazard I actually have to watch out for. I can't kill it. I'm pretty certain Fabian makes all the music for the for games in like FamiTracker. So, you know, any of you creatives who have been, you know, making music in FamiTracker just for shits and giggles, you know, you can turn that into something you can make money or be successful with. Music composition skills are music composition skills, no matter which software you use. Righto. I want to see my creative friends experiencing success next year. Because we've all had a pretty crap-like set of years in the last couple of years. I want to see some... I want to hear some success stories by this time next year. I stopped umming and ahhing about it. I thought about that thing I wanted to make, and I set out to make it. And now it's on Steam, and it's getting X number of players a day. Or that music I was only making for fun. You know. I found an indie dev who was looking for that kind of sound, and we put it together. Or I managed to get that collab I always wanted with that streamer, or that collab I always wanted with that musician or that artist. I turned that dream into a reality. I want to hear some success stories this time next year. Whew. You're losing your youth to this shit. Did you play the original back on the Nintendo website? In like the late 2000s? Because I missed this when it was a thing. But apparently you could unlock wallpapers and screensavers based on Nintendo games. It was around about the time that City Folk and Twilight Princess and... Was it City Folk? What was the DS one? City Folk was the... City Folk the Wii one? It's new to you. It's classic German engineering. The developers behind this game got the gig because Nintendo was operating out of Germany at the time, and because they were a German development studio, the contact they had at Nintendo was very supportive of the project. You'd never get something like this made today, with Nintendo paying for advertising spots on the original game, which is what happened. You wouldn't get that today. You wouldn't get Nintendo licensing adverts into some web game. But it happened back then. This game has a fond following. People who played it when they were younger, they wondered what happened to it. They wanted to find it to play it again, and they couldn't. It was a huge search for it. As it turned out, the game had always been playable for years on a link that wasn't supposed to be publicly accessible, but someone found out how to access it. I'm missing a snowflake. If it's further back in the level, I can't get it. Because there's a big spider in the way. Look at that. Yeah, Henry Stickmin was one of the big ones. When the Flash support was being taken away, Henry Stickmin was one of those big ones. All the YouTubers were playing it. Heck, the fucking VTubers were playing it. Everyone was all over that Henry Stickmin collection. I've never played a Henry Stickmin game in my fucking life. But apparently it's a big meme. Like, for so many people it was their childhood. I guess I missed Henry Stickmin. I guess that was just a little bit too late. You know, I wasn't playing Flash games at that time. I was a ROM emulation fiend at that time, I think. Yeah, classic German engineering. So, the team that developed this, the name they go by today is Tons of Bytes. They operate out of Germany. I can't remember exactly where. Germany's a big place. I can't remember exactly where, but they operate out of Germany. Can't jump out of the spiderweb. I wonder if the snowflake I was missing is like in one of these, because there was one in a tree in the last level. You're not resting. You're resting on one. Could have been yours. Are you resting on one? No. You have two in here. Wonder if we'll ever see like a Zhao Zhao collection. You know, those Stickman games from Newgrounds. Anybody remember those? I'd rather not have a remastered collection of the Zhao Zhao games. That's sort of the era I was playing Flash games. Oh hey, two left and I can see them. So it must have been one of those spiders that I missed before. $24.24. Pimp's Quest. Do you remember Frank's Adventure? All that Mouseland crap? Those are German games. I have an urge to build a town. Ha ha ha. Speaking of Flash platformers, I fondly remember a game called Panic in Chocoland. I mean, it wasn't a very good platformer, but that was like the era of Flash platformer that I was playing, was stuff like that. And then, of course, that Sonic Flash that's infamous. Oh, it's a Wiggler! I wonder if someone's going to release a mod for this that replaces all the assets with Mario assets. Yeah, cool math games, which was like anything but math games. I guess the URL was designed to trick schools into not banning it. It's like, math games, see, it's all about learning. Yeah, cool math games came up in like a Peter Canetta video, I think, when he was asking people on Twitter to give him websites to visit. Back in my day, it was very easy to find a proxy site that would just allow you to access websites and get around your school's blocking system, but, you know, it got more intelligent over time. In the end, the solution was to use our own laptops or PCs and use Firefox. And plug into the college or school network on Ethernet. Wonder if this is the level with the heart container. Ah, yes. Counter-Strike. I really tried to get into that, you know, but I don't know. I've always been more of a narrative gamer, like single-player games. When it came to multiplayer, like standard deathmatch was my area of interest. So, you know, I was more like Half-Life Deathmatch. I used to play so much Half-Life Deathmatch. I used to make maps. A dangerous item for any friendship. Well, Fortnite's an interesting one because at its core basis, it's still a deathmatch. And then there's narrative and storytelling in how the map changes over the seasons. Like, I'm really shocked at how much storytelling there is in a game like Fortnite. Like, should there be, like, that much world building and lore in Fortnite, of all things? There is. I assume our heart containers around here. So there's a shitload of like enemies and nothing else. Which implies there's something around here. An expiration date on the content? Ugh. To be fair, Fortnite's kind of like that with its seasons. Service games be like that. Fortnite's story content takes the form of missions and quests, which are part of the season pass. So in a way, the story isn't free. You catch folks like you and me. But I get where you're coming from, yes. It's not like releasing an expansion pass and then making it so players can only unlock stuff in that expansion pass during a specific amount of time. Yes. I'm with you on that. That is bad business practice. And it's unfair to the consumer. I tried to get into Destiny back when there was only Destiny 1. My old college tutor, in fact, was trying to get me into Destiny. I played it online with him a total of once. And that was it. Just not my scene. I mean, I like Borderlands, and in a way, it's sort of the same kind of game as Borderlands, but for some reason, Destiny doesn't click with me the same way that like Borderlands does. It's a shame. The Epic Game Store situation, exclusivity, Randy Pitchford sucking Tim Sweeney's walnut penis. These factors have like really put me off checking out Borderlands 3. And then Wonderlands looks amazing. But the damage is done. I don't see myself going back. I think for me, the Borderlands ship has sailed, unless, like, Borderlands 3 goes dirt cheap on Steam. Like, dirt cheap. If they go, here's Borderlands 3, and here's all its content, and it's gonna cost you, like, $12, then maybe. I didn't play pre-sequel. I own it, but I never got around to playing it. By the time I was interested in playing pre-sequel, all that stuff about Randy Pitchford and the pen drive started happening. And generally I was... I don't want to touch any Gearbox shit with with a fucking barge pole at that point. To me, Gearbox has not been Gearbox since, like, Samba de Amigo on Wii in 2008. Right. All I have to do is complete the level. I can come back and get all the snowflakes. I've got the upgrade, and I need to carry the upgrade to the end. Fuck! Ugh! Yeah, I know a few people who are into Destiny. One colleague at work who's quite, like, nuts on it. I mean, they don't understand why I'm into Fortnite, and I don't understand why they're into Destiny. You know, just some things are as they are. If everybody liked the same things, we wouldn't have COD Row. Unless everyone liked COD Row. I'm so glad that this got another lease on life. I really am. So glad this game got another lease on life. What the fuck is this? Bruh. I'll go back and get all the snowflakes now. The important thing was carrying the heart container to the goal. Speaking of awesome shit, go on. Nice! You got yourself a quest too! Your NFT, Matzo. Matzo, I've got a question. Is this your NFT? Is this your NFT, Matzo? Is that your NFT, Matzo? I own your NFT now. Look, it's right here. I own your NFT. I own it. It's mine. It's on screen. I therefore own your NFT. No, you don't own it. The blockchain doesn't lie. Blockchain says I own it. Blockchain says I own 48 map tiles in Earth 2. Blockchain says I own that star pattern in that online star pattern purchasing scam. Don't get me started on NFTs. 14 of 24. 10 more to go. 1, 2. Fuck. No, it's 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah? You tell the shark that. You tell the shark that. You tell the meat-along shark that. Now I've got something to cuddle when I simp for Gura. It's kind of hard to play a game like this, though. Big Shark. Big Shark! Yo, it's Big Shark! Quick maths! Gura arrived. A £2 NFT. That £2 NFT burned down 200 Amazon rainforest trees. I don't know. I don't know how much the real damage is, because everybody says it's like, oh, it does two years worth of damage to the environment. I'm like, so how much is 2 years worth of damage to the environment? Like, when I try to get a straight answer out of NFT naysayers, I don't get a straight answer. If I had some statistics to look at, maybe I could form a better opinion. A well-informed mind is a mind that can make its own conclusions based on the evidence presented to it. The truth is, there is a shit ton of money in NFTs now. Right now. Now, whether that's because it's a scam, or because it's the future, I very much doubt. But there is a lot of money in NFTs right now. I'll give people that. If you're one of these people who jumps into whatever's big and popular and the happening now, and you take advantage of that, you probably could make some crazy money out of NFTs. That's true about anything in life. If you ride the if you ride what's popular, like if you're there at the beginning of what's popular and you ride it, it's like all fads. It is an extension of crypto, isn't it? It's the same sort of technology powering it. Basically, the whole appeal is that an NFT is, like, impossible to fake, right? Like, ownership of an NFT is impossible to fake. Like, I think I understand that being the reasoning behind the popularity of NFTs, but... Oh, it's a Mega Man helmet. There's one thing I'm struggling with here, right, about NFTs. I mean this in the nicest way. But first off, who actually wants to own this? Like, it's cool, I guess, but who actually wants to own that? Who actually wants to be able to say, beyond all doubts, I own this shitty little pixel art of a red panda? Like, is it bragging? Is it, like, for bragging rights? I could draw something in MS Paint and go, bam, I own that. What I'm trying to figure out is why, like, owning it inside, like, somebody's computer is, like, equivalent to owning something worth owning. Like, you could own a map tile in Earth 2, or, I don't know, you could own, like, one of 5,000 copies of some, like, rare vinyl. I'd much rather own the, like, one of a limited number of rare vinyls. Like, is it because it's just one of a kind, but it's a few fucking bytes on somebody's computer somewhere? I just don't get it. Like, I know I'm not the person that, you know, this NFT and crypto stuff is targeting, but, like, I don't get it. What's the appeal? If you're going to harm the environment, at least do it for something, like, worth harming the environment for. Now, someone's going to come and take that out of context and go, well, what's worth harming the environment for, huh? I don't know, a giant fucking, like, plastic statue of Godzilla? Like, yeah, let's say you buy a fucking massive plastic statue of Godzilla. That's not very kind to the environment either. But at least you've got a tangible fucking statue of Godzilla that you can look at and go, that's Godzilla. In fact, I've got one! I've got one! An actual fucking statue of Godzilla, okay? It's tangible. An NFT is not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not. Maybe I'm just not the audience. Maybe I'm just not the person that it's being marketed to. It's easy to say it's a scam. But, you know, if people are willing to pay, you know, let them get scammed. Yeah, it is. It feels like it's an extension of collecting. And the toy companies and the big companies, you know, they want to make NFTs something that they can sell like He-Man dolls, you know? They want to make him the next He-Man doll. They want to sell you a toy with an NFT. We're already seeing it with Dead by Daylight Pinhead NFTs granting you Pinhead DLC if you buy them. It's an extension of that idea. Turbo Man. It is the month to watch that excellent movie again. I got it free with a packet Pringle, with a can of Pringles. I own that digital somewhere. There's maybe it's not blockchain, but it's a similar concept. Somewhere, I own a license to be able to stream that movie whenever I want. It's much the same idea, I suppose, but the difference is there's not one of that movie. I guess that's where the difference lies between like NFTs and like other things. Yeah, I think it was 2 cans of Pringles, right? I used to work in a pound shop, so these cans of Pringles were £1. So I got £2 worth of Pringles, and I got a free movie. And that free movie was Jingle All the Way. They gave you a list of movies. They're like, here's the list of movies. Which one would you like? And I'm going down the list. And then I see Jingle All the Way. Yes. Because sometimes, you know, you got the YouTube app on the big TV, and it's Christmas time and everybody's just like opening presents and stuff. Just queue up Jingle All the Way. Either queue up Jingle All the Way or queue up Quigley. Ah, okay. They're not background elements. They're actual spikes that hurt. I haven't quite got used to the physics of bouncing off that snowman yet. Up we go. I would say I'd love to see Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock in, like, the same movie, but haven't we already had that? Like, wasn't there an Expendables where the two were on the same cast? I feel like there was an Expendables movie where the two were together. I mean, if not, it has to happen. Arnold Schwarzenegger becoming, like, what was it, counselor for California? I mean, he really has tried every side quest. And I mean, The Rock's in Fortnite, so... Truly, they have both peaked. Yo, that's hot! That's hot! Ah! What a jump! Fuck. Both been in the rundown. Right, so we haven't actually had a proper, like, Arnie and The Rock movie. Hollywood, what are you playing at? Don't make me come over there. Come over there and teach you a lesson, Hollywood. A lesson in pain. Oh, that was a lucky landing on a cloud there. Oh, this platforming's kind of... I do like that this world is a bit easier, though. Get to the end and be 2 snowflakes short. Oh, whew, okay. Nice. Yeah, I got my £5.19 out of this. Sure, whatever. Hedgehog ring. At this point, I might as well play through this whole thing. Sure, why not? Every game Arnold has been in has been crap except for MK. Trying to think if there's any game that, like, disproves your rule, but I don't think there is, unless he's done, like, a voice for something. Movie tie-ins. So he's never really done, like, voice work for anything. Oh. Maybe it's time that changed. I think we should start a change.org petition to get Arnold Schwarzenegger in a video game that doesn't suck. Oh, that's a bit lazy, putting power up there. It's easy to find. $24. Okay, we're good. Yes. Street glove. So what are the achievements like in this? This won't show up for you. I'm currently on the Steam overlay. Oh shit. We're gonna get all the achievements in one stream. Oh dear. Yeah, can't jump on that. Okay. some platforming that's like that in the Gianna Sisters. Right, there's no achievement for killing all the enemies. There was in the prologue. Works for me. I won't put so much stock in doing it now. Oh yeah, The Rock has had his fair share of crap games. I mean, wrestling games, it depends ultimately on your opinion of wrestling as to whether wrestling games are good or not. I've played some wrestling games that I liked, and I've played some wrestling games that I have not liked. Quality seems to vary wildly. Oh yeah, 2 Scorpion King games. I've only seen one of them. Maybe it might be worth playing them at some point. Seeing what they're like. I think I've picked my next game for Rip It Off. We're going to be changing system. It's going to be the first PC game that we're going to cover. So Rip It Off, if you don't know, is my series on my sister channel where I play games that are expensive secondhand or hard to find secondhand. The publisher no longer sells or gets money from, and I argue whether or not like, I give the viewer enough information to decide whether or not they could morally rip the game off. Without telling people you can morally rip a game off, because, you know, I wouldn't do that. Unless I was kidding. Rock has a third person... Wait, what? Oh, what the fuck were they called? They were the guys who did the Ghostbusters game, right? Terminal Reality? They did a shooting game where you play as The Rock? Vlad, if that is true, DM me, please. I must know more. The fate of the FlagrantWeeaboo stream rests on it. Because that sounds like something I should check out. The next game that I'm planning to do for Rip It Off is a game based on a German adult comic. Six discs. A Wikipedia link, thank you. I'll take a look at that in a bit. I can get the next Rip It Off game for like £15 at the lowest, and then the price goes up. A PC game that costs that much secondhand, and it's not on any digital services anywhere. Based on an adult comic book series. Oh boy. That's going to be fun to cover for Rip It Off. Four more levels, final boss, and then the bonus level. We're almost all set. Yes, well, I've learned a few things that make me appreciate that game more. So, have you played that Walking Dead game? In the first level of that Walking Dead game, like the level that you're forced to play, there's a fence you can get over that you're not supposed to be able to get over. And just out of bounds, in that first level, is a fuck ton of fuel. Like a fuck ton of fuel. So you're spending the whole game, like, searching desperately for this fucking fuel the whole time to drive your car. And in the first level, just out of bounds, is a fucking shit ton of the stuff. And my assumption is the developers put it there for them to use. And they forgot to, like, remove it, or they just figured that nobody was going to get out of bounds and find it. So to get a nice head start on the game, you can just grab that, like, those fuel units from out of bounds and just blitz through the game. It would have been better without all that fuel shit. Like, just make it a story-driven game with specific chapters that always happen the same way, you know. And optimize the bastard thing. Like, the game runs like shit on every platform. Optimize the bastard game. Just remove a shit ton of polygons from the character models. If that game ran at a consistent 60 frames per second, I think I'd have way more respect for it. Fucker. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, you'll go down the road and there'll be a blockage. Sometimes there won't be a blockage. Every time there's a blockage, it's the same map. It felt so tacked on. And randomness, like, plays a huge part in it. I think if that game was less random, it would really work in its favor. Just, like, make it a set of missions and stories. The random element hurt it. That's honestly what I think. That and the terrible performance. I'm considering it for Rip It Off as a potential. I played it on Wii U, but I've seen the Xbox 360 version, and both just like, ugh. Yeah, I want a narrative story game, and you want something that's even more like random and roguelike. But to be fair, we both want the same thing, in that we both want the game to be better. So, I feel like we've found a middle ground, even if we both want drastically different things from the game. We both want the game to be better. I think we can both get behind that. Alright, take care, Johnny. A bit more health here now. If I don't fall in the lava, then I'm at an advantage point compared to earlier. It's like I've unlocked focus mode. Now, I know about jinxing it. I know I shouldn't jinx it. So I'm gonna shut up now. Oh! Ha ha ha! Yes! Well, Telltale's The Walking Dead was way more of a success than anybody expected, especially Telltale. Like, that shit was huge. Unfortunately, it put small indie studio Telltale on the map. And they wanted to carry on doing things small scale, yet they took on so many projects. And yeah, exactly, as you say. Because they didn't want to change the way that they operate. Taking on all that work and then struggling with it. It's sad to see what happened to Telltale. I think the Back to the Future series that they made is, quite frankly, a work of art. It's a masterpiece. I did enjoy Tales of Monkey Island back when it came out. Back when I played it when it came out. Yeah, they kept dragging out Randy Tudor's old engine. Every time a game would come out from Telltale, I'd be waiting, looking on that intro screen for the name Randy Tudor. And when I saw it, I'd be like, ah, it's him! It's him! Randy Tudor! Because I just knew that that meant it was being built on the same old Telltale tool. I knew it was going to be the exact same thing again. I mean, why wouldn't they use the same tool? Basically, they could import a scene from Maya and everything worked. Like, all the animations and everything was already good to go. They could just import and drop everything in. Why would they change the Telltale tool? It functioned perfectly. Well, maybe one day I'll give Tales from the Borderlands a shot. It got re-released. I think Gearbox, when Telltale was going under, like, Gearbox snapped it back up. So they could carry on releasing it. Which, I mean, is good on them. I may not like the company, I may not like what they do, but I will give them credit for rescuing that game. For sure. I had a friend who was a massive Borderlands fan. Used to work with him. He sung the praises of that game a lot. Like, he really liked that. Tales from the Borderlands. Somewhere I've got the Marcus bobblehead, because he gave me that. I got the Marcus bobblehead from Borderlands. Apart from the bugs, is the Batman Telltale game good? Because I got a friend who's a Batman nut. I've got a lot of friends now, I think about it. I got a friend who's a Batman nut, and he really likes the characterization of Batman in that Telltale game. Like, he thinks it's a really good treatment of Batman. Says the game's, like, full of nods that, like, only Batman fans are gonna get. If I can get out of here without taking damage from that spider, yes. Got one more shot at this. (22 to 24). Fuck! Oh. I wonder what that Guardians of the Galaxy game is like. Because now that there's a new one that is supposedly quite brilliant, from what I've heard. I wonder how it compares to the Telltale one. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that new Guardians game. Which, I mean, in a way, that's great, because we didn't know anything about it until, like, halfway through this year. And if it's come out and it's well received, that makes me happy. Because although I've only seen the first Guardians movie, I like the characters enough. Wouldn't mind exploring them a bit more. I'm not a comic book guy, so I'd have to explore them within, like, film and TV and video games. So I don't really do comic books. Whew. Nice. Hey, Ant, how's it going? Wow, this game is so stressful! I'm getting better at it. I need to get back up there. This was a real struggle last time, I remember. Got to get up there and across quickly. Star 1 and Star 2. Yes! Can I get to that from here? No. Which means... Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this. Oh! 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 Ooh! Yeah, no problem. It will continue to climb, and then YouTube will stop suggesting shorts after a certain point. For getting views quickly, shorts are fantastic. I can highly recommend uploading shorts. Even if only 1 in every 300 people who views the short clicks through to your channel, that's 1 extra person that you wouldn't have reached before. Monthly policy updates from YouTube. Oh, please tell me more. Actually, don't, because I don't really care. Right. Nice. Just goes to show the content you're making in shorts is gonna hit more interesting people than more interested people than mine will, by nature of the content. Ooh, platforming has gotten real stressful lately. Woo! Whoo, shit! Hey, Ann. Shark. Big shark. Okay. Yeah, the Echo shorts are not resulting in subs. I think because YouTube is suggesting them to people who aren't interested in that kind of content. Whereas where you're making a Smash Brothers short, YouTube is pushing that to people for whom Smash Brothers is their interest. So naturally you're going to hit more people who are interested than I will in my example. Video games do well on shorts, so guys, you won't believe me when I tell you this, but I've got like 1,000 different YouTube channels. And so I got this channel called Kusoge Station, which, here's what I upload to Kusoge Station: shorts that have video game cheats in them. I'll show you what I mean by showing you one. So I upload shorts that are like this. They're like, here's the cheat code, and then they use the cheat code, less than a minute long. These do fucking amazing views. But the problem is, they're not in tune with the content that I want to have on this channel. I could easily grow this channel's viewers, but it wouldn't be people who are actually interested in the kind of content I upload to this channel. And as such, it wouldn't result in any extra subs. Or any extra attention from people who would actually be interested. Let's put it this way, we're not going to make any new friends here in our super fun happy cult that we have here on the FlagrantWeeaboo channel. Won't make any new friends that will come swing by the chat and streams and say hi. So that's why I haven't made those like video game cheat shorts on this channel. So I've been running this Kusoge Station channel as an experiment. And really, like, the way video game shorts perform is incredible. I've grown that Kusoge Station channel from nothing. And it just grows. Zero effort. It's like running a Mario Party channel. It's easy views. But it's not the content that I envision. And it's not the content that you'd expect from me. So, you know, I haven't made it a major endeavor. Oh, fuck! Whew. Yeah, the shit version of GTA, but it added a cheat code, so my short comes out while that edition is hot. The thumbnail says, they actually added something? Question mark. Which, you know, like, clickbaity title. They actually added something? And then you click it, and it's a big head cheat. And everybody who's scrolling through their shorts, if they're a Grand Theft Auto fan, if they're a Grand Theft Auto fan, if they watch gaming content on YouTube, if they've searched up, like, GTA cheats, then my short is going to get recommended to them. And that's content that they might actually be interested in. Whereas if I make a meme video of the Eiko character as a short, the people who get served that will watch it. They might even find it funny and they might laugh. But because it's not content that they are interested in, they will not click through to the channel and check it out. I think I've managed to gain 1 subscriber through shorts on the Eiko channel so far. Which I mean is, it's what I expected. I wasn't expecting some, like, big view count boost with shorts on the Eiko channel, no. Unrealistic to even think. Please, no more jumps like that. Having a hard time keeping up. $22. Aha! Da 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 da. Woo! Oh, de-stress. Shark hug. Oh, de-stressed. One more level than the final boss. I just realised that L-Pix is the word pixel, but with the end on the front. How long did that take me? Oh, come on. It's nowhere near that spike. Oh, this is the route for the heart, isn't it? Am I Orlando man? I'm an outlandish man. No, I am not Florida man. I wish I was Flowrider man. Imagine the money. If I was Flowrider man. I'm gonna do the level properly first time through. So Snowflakes first time, and then heart container second time. Because I'm gonna have to skip most of the level to get the heart container, I will get heart container second. If I die on this section, then maybe I'll try heart container first again, and then I'll try the snowflakes first again. Higher up at Sony. Yeah, it's a lot of Sony games I'd have in re-release. Ape Escape 3. Considering it's the best game in the entire Ape Escape franchise, the lack of re-release is astounding. It's the best PS2 platformer, as far as I'm concerned. Lethal Enforcers. You'd have to get onto Konami about Lethal Enforcers. I mean, Konami right now, even though they're not releasing much in the way of games, I gotta hand it to them. They're giving their older games recognition. It's clear that's important to them right now. Even if it's only important to them because they can shift merch, it's still great that, like, they care about Getsu Fumiden, Goemon, Dance Dance Revolution, Snowdrift Landed. That would be the achievement for getting all the snowflakes? No? Snowdrift Landed. Complete all levels. There's snowflakes in level 24. Oh, because I hadn't reached this screen. There we go. A true snowman. So that's 2 more achievements right there and then. So all I need to get is the last heart container and defeat Elpix. Right. Let's go back into this level and get the heart container. Yeah, if Sony cared about competing with Game Pass, here's what they would do. They would have a shit ton of their old games available to download anytime for a subscription service. Now, I know PS Now recently allowed you to download games that before it was, like, streaming only. Like, here's the thing. When PS Plus started, in Japan, what they did was they gave you access to, like, it was over 100 PS1 games. It was over 100 PS1 games. Most of them were Japanese, because it was Japanese PS Plus. But still, I played shit tons of Japanese PS1 games because I had Japanese PS Plus. There's 1 achievement left. 34 out of 35 achievements. I've almost, like, fully completed this game, achievements-wise, in the space of 2.5 hours. Right, okay. Remake Lair. Or just re-release it in 60 frames per second. Like, it doesn't have to be a remake for me. Just, like, make it so people can play it. I think that's just my view on old games in general. Is just let people play old games. Oh god, spiders. Scorpions that can't be hurt? Wow, video game. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Hey Sushi, you're just here to watch me beat L Pix and finish this game, polish this game off. Ugh. One more. Come on. Another scorpion now, just to make my job harder. Got him! It's a shame what happened to Factor 5. That third Star Wars game looked like it was going to be great. Yeah. Nintendo turned down a Kid Icarus game that they were suggesting. If Nintendo would do something with the actual Kid Icarus game they made, like re-release it on the Switch like everyone is asking. You know, it's a great game. Just remake the bastard thing. Thanks to the Source Pixel, L-Pix got a graphics patch, which corrected the pixel bugs in his head. Oh, so he was a good guy after all. He and Cubby are now the most requested video game heroes at Upixo. Upixo. I wasn't invested at all in the characters. I just cared about the quality of the platforming. Many thanks to all the people who joined Cubby on his mission in Snowdriftland. Yeah, because there's no achievement linked to watching the credits, so... There is a bonus level. I've just cleaned up all 35 achievements in this, but I'll check out the bonus level. And I'll go to the base to look at all the stuff we unlocked. That was worth the... What was it? £5.19? I'm glad to see this game experience some success, you know. I don't have to run between them, I could just click. $570, God. I did it. The Bomb of Men. Ugh. Yes, this is on Steam. I think they want to bring this to Switch, but they haven't yet. Opens 24th of December. Oh! Can I not view that yet? Can I not play that? Does that actually not open until December? Ah, well there you go then. That and the backer awards aren't in the game yet. Fair enough. Okay, whew. I wasn't expecting to finish that. I was planning to do 2 parts, but I guess we completed it. New Rakujo Chigusa Eiko video at 8 o'clock GMT on the Rakujo Chigusa Eiko YouTube channel. Bondage month from Russia with love. Around 8:30 GMT. Right here. Barring any interruptions or obstructions. Thank you very much for coming. I wasn't expecting to finish this all in one go, so I'm going to have to update the stream description. A lot of interesting discussions today, a lot of interesting things I found out. So that'll be exciting too. There's a few things I need to look into before I stream tonight. Thank you very much for coming. Oh, and Shark. Oh, anyway. This is so cool. No, it's Gura. It's called Gura. Right, anyway. Until next time, if we live that long, take care. Oh, you're down there. Bye-bye.